Okay, it is 2:00, so let's do a call to order. Roll call, Teresa? Here. Logan?
Here.
Carol?
Here.
Leanne?
Here.
And myself, Catherine, I am here. Okay, so, first item, discussion and possible action regarding the acceptance of the regular session meetings minutes from the board meeting of May 5th, pages 1 through 3. Does anybody have any additions, edits?
No. Chris,
Okay,
can you pan the camera up a little bit?
so can I get a motion?
Oh, that?
That one, yeah.
I make a motion to
Oh.
accept the meeting.
Because I got you guys all.
that, yeah.
I got you guys all in frame
Oh,
on this
sorry,
one.
this one. That one up there.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Oh.
Aye. I abstain.
I wasn't.
Thank you.
Okay. Discussion and possible action regarding the acceptance of the emergency session minutes from the hospital district board meeting of May 18th. Any additions, edits?
Just a question as to why that wasn't already approved.
Does it matter? Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to accept
That
the
was the
minutes.
last meeting, so when were you here?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as
Wait a
they
minute,
are.
I thought the May 5th one was the one I wasn't. Yeah, you weren't here the last one. Well, I have to abstain from those and I'll vote yes for
You want to
the
second me?
May 5th one. No, I don't want to second.
I'll
because I
second.
wasn't at the
I'll
meeting.
second.
Leanne will second me.
And
I'm
Carol,
just correcting
you're
it.
abstaining.
Just, I'm abstaining from
From
the
the
one I
18th.
wasn't at,
The-
and I can approve the one that I was at on the 5th, guys.
So don't we need a motion for reconsideration? We've already made approval of the first one. If she is now not abstaining,
We have to finish the motion on the table at the moment.
All right, so for item B, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any nays? And one abstention.
Well, I abstain
No.
from that one.
She knows that.
All right. And you want to reconsider item A?
Yeah, because initially Dr. Newmeyer said she abstained and she got
Because
the
I
meeting
didn't-
dates
Yeah, I
confused.
thought that it was, yeah, but that was the meeting.
Okay, well, the
I'd like to
motion's-
make a motion to reconsider the acceptance of the May 5th meetings specific to Dr. Newmeyer's abstention. I'd like to make a reconsideration of the motion that was passed regarding the May 5th meeting where Dr. Newmeyer abstained and she was indeed present.
So I'd vote to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on to financial matters. Discussion and possible action regarding the acceptance and payment of the district board's current attorney invoice. A copy of the invoice shows a current balance of $25.46 for the period of 4/17 through 5/20. Can I get a motion?
I'll motion to accept.
Can we have some discussion on this?
Sure.
Oh, you need a second before we can discuss. I'll second it.
Okay. So any discussion?
I'm confused about this, it says 2546, and then at the last page, it talks about 950 being the amount due. Is that a different invoice, or what is that?
It's the previous balance. So it's the two combined.
Yeah.
It's the 950, which if you look at the first page, it says 19,596. And then it says
Oh, so
previous,
the amount was only 1596, and for some reason, only 950 wasn't paid? from a previous invoice?
Correct,
I just wonder how that,
because we got them so close together.
okay,
They were one right after the other, so we combined them.
okay. No other questions?
Okay, can I get a motion
We already have a motion.
to pay?
We were in discussion.
We called for a vote.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I would like to address the fact that we're getting a lot of legal expenses. There's some way we could curtail them.
We discussed this in the 2 meetings ago, that in the formation and moving forward and getting our own space and separating from the district, that we expected larger expenses.
All right, so where are we?
Becky?
E? All right, so discussion and possible action regarding approval to pay invoices from contracted vendors upon receipt rather than waiting for a hospital district board meeting. Since our contract agreements with the vendors, such as the district board attorney, have been signed between involved parties, it's not a prudent business practice to delay payment for services rendered. All invoices paid upon receipt will then become a subsequent agenda item for the district board to review.
I think this is important. Also, when the budget is finalized, it's really important that things that are budgeted, that of course payments are issued and it's not waiting for the following meeting. So I'm like to give my support in this.
Now, I think it's a real problem to be, unless you already know what the expense is gonna actually be, to have some preset approval for invoices that you don't know what the amounts are gonna be. I think that's a problem.
My problem I see with it is if we delay payment, we've had some meetings that are 2 to 3 months out, so vendors are gonna be waiting 2 or 3 months for their payment. That's not fair. We've already contracted their services.
Going back to my original statement, I agree that if we have an approved budget and a lot of amount, that we shouldn't hold anybody from being paid.
Any further discussion? Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Yes, no.
All right, so the action is approved. Discussion and possible action regarding approval to secure a hospital board business card from a reputable credit card company, bank or credit union. So we have partially, we started the process of applying for a credit card from Arizona, the Arizona Bank. I don't remember the full name of the
National Bank of Arizona.
National Bank of Arizona. So if this passes, then I will go finalize the process.
I find this important, and I want to comment so the rest of the board understands the urgency on this card. So the need for the card is a lot of the services nowadays are going away from ACH and or bank wire transfer and going to Visa, MasterCredit, Discover, Amex for payment and no alternate methods. And we're seeing that with our needs for IT and other needs that are coming up. I propose amending this action item or item for discussion to applying for the credit card, getting the credit card, and holding use of the credit card until an established policy to use the card is in place.
I think if you're already pre-approving vendors' expenses and stuff, why do you need a credit card? Or if you're going to use a credit card, why don't you just use that and then let people approve instead of doing both? Paying them ahead, without board approval and then also having a credit card to use. It just is a problem for racking up expenses that I think it's a bad idea.
Okay, I'm gonna jump into this. And I'm fairly new, but I've done some research. I'm gonna say passports pass the buck. They kicked the can down the road. There was no strategic plan. There was no real budgetary process. There's no policies. There's no operations. All of this is now on this board. And all of a sudden, it looks like we have a lot of expenses. Yes, we do. But if the previous boards had done what they needed to do, we wouldn't be looking at all these expenses right now. I can tell you, I sat on a school board, and I, as
There you go.
the secretary, I'm not good with a mic. I apologize.
Billy, you got batteries? Yeah, I got batteries. Hold on a second, Leanna, I apologize.
No, it's okay. I don't like these things anyway. Usually my voice carries. I have that teacher voice.
Was that the problem?
Well, I think the batteries are
The
just
back
low.
batteries were getting low, I think.
Because
I
the
didn't
voice
see
was
the little
coming through
light.
as long as you had it straight.
Yeah, it hates me.
It's being picky and choosy, I
yes.
guess.
It likes Logan, it doesn't like me. I'm being discriminated against because I'm Swedish.
And I could talk loud enough where I don't need it.
That's so bad.
Also, that's what she's saying that she can do.
All right, Leanne, give that a shot.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, going back, I have been a treasurer and a board secretary for a large school district. Everything was established. We made sure, because of some past boards, they didn't have everything established. And so now, all of a sudden, it looks like our expenses are out of control. They're not. People are doing exactly what they need to do to fulfill their fiduciary responsibilities to the taxpayers of this county. And if not, then go check the records, because I checked, there was no strategic plan. A strategic plan lays out everything. It's not a business plan. It lays out goals. It lays out timelines. It lays desired results. July 1st, we're supposed to have our approved budget submitted. We still don't have an approved budget. We have a lease coming up that has been working on in February. It hasn't been just a few days. We have very active board members who are doing what they need to do to take care of what wasn't done in years gone by. And it's really annoying when people suggest that we are trying to ram things through. I had this back in Northwest Indiana, and yes, Arizona is different, but still, it's the organizational operations are still the same. Regardless if you use Robert's Rules of Orders or whatever other type of policy you've established. And most organizations will include Robert Rules of Orders in their bylaws. So that's the end of my input.
I want to respond to Carol. I want to reiterate what I said is a lot of vendors are no longer taking ACH transfers, checks. They're going to digital assets, and to be able to pay these vendors, we require a credit card.
And just use that.
You can't for all of them.
I'm gonna side with Leanne on this. I think that we should put a strategic plan in place and then go forward with the credit card.
I'm going to disagree. I think the process of obtaining the card is going to take as much time as putting the plan together. I think we should obtain the card, but abstain from use of the card until policies and the plan is in place. I'd like to put that into a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Restate the new motion.
My new motion is I say that we continue with the application process on the card. And when the card is approved, we abstain from use of the card until there's a plan and credit card policy in place to govern the card.
So nobody can use a card until that's done.
Do we have a vote?
And we had a second.
Yes.
So all in favor, say aye.
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 I'm voting no.
So 2 noes and 3 yeas.
I know. Who is the other no? You,
I wasn't no, I was an A.
I just abstained.
you abstain, okay.
So if we had 2 noes and an abstention, it didn't pass.
It didn't pass.
Didn't
It
pass.
has.
It did,
Three
it did.
yeses.
There was 3 yeses.
No. Teresa said she abstained.
Katie passed. Katie said yes, right?
I say yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So three yeas,
I abstained.
1 abstain,
One no.
and 1 no. Okay. All right. Okay, so moving on to,
Just a clarification, since it passed, does that mean that we have approved for this,
No.
the policy and procedure?
No, we're moving over. I'm actually going to give that back to Katie because she's chair, but once she brings it up, I have discussion.
Because I definitely think we need to do that.
all right. So, moving on to item D. I'm going to recommend that we defer this to item D, 1 through 5, that we defer this to the next regular meeting, and I'll state my reason why.
I agree.
We were asked to put together a budget, working with Barry Moore, and so to do so, we came up with a straw man architecture for our new office. And we threw that together. Basically, we needed something to cost against. So it's a notional architecture at this point. It was just used to provide him with the numbers he needed for the budget, that information that has to be provided to the county. So that's how we generated our fixed and recurring costs. Now, we at this point, we don't have a budget to present, to be voted on. I love the idea of a strategic meeting, a strategic planning meeting, where we lay out what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we want to proceed. And at that point, we would come up with our a more realistic budget for recurring and fixed costs. So for that reason, item D, the entirety of D, we would like to defer that to a later meeting. So
I'll second.
She can.
did we get
Do you
a?
want to make a motion?
Somebody has to make a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll make a motion to defer to the following meeting in July.
I'll second.
All right.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Let's see. So moving on to E. Okay, so we're going to defer E as E1 as well. Because that was gonna be our budget. Can I go?
I'll make a motion to defer section E and the following 3 topics to the following meeting.
No.
No?
Just
No?
E1.
Oh, E1, I apologize. Defer E1 to the future meeting in July.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So the next item, Google Workspace, in order to lock down, what we're using, what we're starting to use right now, I've used my own personal credit card and, I'll be bringing those to the board at a later date. So this is just information, about how we're proceeding at this point. So the third item is discussion and possible action regarding approval of the hospital district's annual budget for fiscal year ending June 30, 27. This report also includes a cash projection with current agreed upon IGA for fiscal year 26 through 28. And Barry Moore will be presenting, that's page 13 through 15.
Right, so that changes this. You gave me numbers for recurring costs.
No, those don't change, those are basically high-end estimates for what we're going to be giving you. We're not gonna exceed what we've given you.
Okay, so
You also need the microphone, I can't.
you can't have a booming voice.
Yes, I can. Already hearing.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so the, in the package, you see the revenue being the lease, mostly, well. So that's all lumped in. In GASB 87, which is the lease standard, that's split out between lease income and then lease interest income. But if you look at the one page that has the note to the financial statement in the audit report, it comes out to that.
Medical alert, stroke, ER, East Trauma 1, here now. Medical alert, stroke, ER, East Trauma 1, here now. Medical alert, stroke, ER, East Trauma 1, here now.
So all those years come out to be the same amount, so it's just plugged up here in the lease income.
What page is that you're talking about?
13, 14, I believe.
Which one?
Yeah, where you see this,
Yeah.
this page, yes.
Yeah, that's this, 13.
So on the one in the package, Katie had a question about what's included in administrative expenses that's reimbursed by the hospital. In the package, you'll see the, it's right here in front of me. So you'll see 161, 143. And that's the, that's not correct, because it doesn't include enough of these expenses in the expense column under estimated. So the items that are included are the fees, will that be the secretary, legal, audit, elections, if there was an election, and not depreciation or the community donations, which is the IGAs. And the 45,033 that says fixed cost for office setup, that's that would be included. I think that's considered admin expense. I don't know, I think you have to look at the lease again, you know.
It will be, yeah, the lease will have.
Can you speak up?
Medical alert, STEMI team response, ER, West 13, here now. Medical alert, STEMI team response, ER, West 13, here now.
Where?
Medical alert, STEMI team response, ER, West 13, here now.
We're good.
That'll be covered in the lease.
Okay. And recurring costs
Also, it'll be covered in the lease.
Yes.
as admin. I mean, it's, so it's,
Well, how that will be handled will be covered in the lease.
okay. So if you included all those not the community donations and not depreciation, the total reimbursed would be $233,623. So it's not the amount that's in the package was $161. So the bottom line would be higher. $598,925 instead of $526,445. I have that printed out if you want to. If you want to use that to approve this to give to the county.
Well, yeah.
So you guys would have to, approve this one rather than the one in the package, which the difference is what I just explained, is adding I think secretary and these recurring costs. So you put this in the package, this projection, which I wasn't expecting.
So
I looked,
So pages 13 and 14 will go to the county.
or,
Yes, 13.
Yeah.
this is all they want.
Oh, okay.
So, but this is, the most important information is the projection. So, and April had one of these payments outgoing as a positive, and it's definitely not a positive, it's a negative. So that changes things. Yeah. Would you like?
Yeah.
This too. So as I think we talked before, at the end of 2026, you're gonna be low on cash. And so
That should be negative.
the revision of the lease is pretty critical at this point, because you've got some upcoming agreed upon IGAs still to come, so that's all I have.
Just for future reference, there's a few people online concerned about hearing us, so when we're speaking, even if we have the mic, speak loudly.
All right, we need a motion then to accept the budget as presented. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion to accept the budget as presented by Barry.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Are we
Aye.
gonna have a discussion?
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Leanne. Carol?
A comment, please, make sure that we get a copy of his document that he just gave to Catherine that gets submitted to all board members, because we do not have that document for our records.
And I was just saying that according to the current lease that we're currently under, they are obligated to pay all our administrative costs. So all this is going to be reimbursed, and then it just needs to be, I don't know how the negotiations are going on for the next, the reform of the lease agreement, but it certainly needs to cover all of our administrative costs.
Okay, I'll make sure that everybody gets copies of the material. It is in this package, so you technically do have a copy of all the material.
That's what he did.
So, we have a motion on the table?
The form that I submit to the county,
Speak up.
the form that I submit to the county, which will include this, is an operational form, and that will come back to the board for information, and I will make sure that this budget, proposed budget, is attached to it, so every board member has what has been discussed today. Is that okay?
I just wanna make sure that when he said our budget for 2027, the 526,445 would be higher,
and I don't show, that's my arrow, but there's no figures documenting that higher amount.
And it's right here and you will get that.
Okay, that's what I was asking you.
Yeah, that's the reimbursement, so
Yeah.
that's a plus.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table to accept. All in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, ayes have it. Okay, moving on to old business. We asked for, discussion of possible action regarding the approval of the addendums for, addendums to the basic D&O insurance policy, which was approved at the May 5th meeting. And we did receive the material from the insurance company covering EPL and cyber coverage, and the pages are as listed. I don't have a recommendation on EPL today. I don't know if everybody had a chance to read through all the material. It looks to me like EPL is gonna take a little bit of review. Can I get a motion?
To table the EPL, because right now we need more, we need to be able to review it more. So I make a motion that we table this.
I'll second that.
Discussion.
Any discussion?
I just wanted to show my support for the EPL and the cyber coverage. It's really important, especially to evaluate the EPL. I want everybody to take time and read it. I have not gotten through the whole thing, but I've gotten through a good amount of it. And the more I read it, the more critical it is before adopting additional payment methods like a credit card. It does protect us against large amounts of security breaches. So just showing my support for it, and I have no problem tabling it to the next discussion.
You mean the cyber one, right?
Both.
Both? All right, so, all in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, we will,
So the motion
Table
was
that
for
one.
both.
No, it's for EPL.
EPL only.
so, cyber, on the other hand, is a fraction of the cost. And my recommendation would be to, I think that one we should
Vote on.
vote on, yeah, on whether we accept it or not. So can I get a motion?
I make a motion to accept the cyber.
I make a second on that, sorry.
There's a
Discussion.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I just have a question. What kind of cyber things do they cover? Is just for hacking or additional things?
The packet's pretty broad, but so far from what I've read, it's everything from IT support to payment fraud.
Medical alert,
It's a very broad, and it's a really good policy for the price. I really encourage you to look at it a little bit further, but it's been a good read so far.
Trauma, ER, West 1, here now.
Okay, so the motion is to accept cyber, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'll work with the hospital risk management person and get that in place. Moving on to item number 3, discussion of possible action regarding approval of company and cost to digitize all hospital board records. Teresa Boger presenting, pages 152 through 165.
I contacted a company by the name of DocuFree who will digitize our records from 1982 to current. For their project is, a minimum is 15 boxes. but it's gonna end up being with shipping and everything about, between $5,000 and $5,500. Now, we can also, according to the Archive Library in Phoenix, in a very specific way, box up the old records because there was no digitizing in 1982 through whenever. We can send those as permanent records down to the library and they will hold those records. So if anybody is looking for information, there is a form that they complete. They send that form into the archives and then I don't know if it'll be 144 days before they get a response, but they will handle all of that for us. And then they store the records in a climate controlled area. So we can put our files in a very specific order. We can send them to a place called DocuFree, or a gentleman did return my call yesterday for about the same price, and they are RMMI, and they are about the same price as DocuFree, except they have separate shipping. And we can digitize these things for, say, about $5,000, send them down to the archive library. We would have access to what has been digitized, but the permanent records would no longer be here. Going forward, the archives are working on a process where we would be able to upload records directly to them. The county currently does that. I believe our Board of Supervisors send something down like once a year, is what Laura Scuball was saying. And our records department keeps them, Mojave County records, like deeds, right here in an air-controlled area. It's pretty interesting if you want to go take a tour. And men had beautiful handwriting back then. All the deeds were handwritten. It's pretty amazing. So I don't know, are we interested in getting our records out of here, out of the hospital, out of the closet, and getting them down to the archives where they will be protected?
You want, okay. I just want to say I support this. I'd like to see this come to a motion today. And I've also, on an aspect outside of this governing body, used DocuFree and had some really good success with them. They have great customer service. So I think this is a really good direction. I also support sending them to the archive.
So I just want to make sure I understand that we're gonna have written records even continuing now, that we're gonna continue to send to someplace to store them and have digital records in addition to that? Or are we starting, like setting a limit about when we're gonna start digitizing?
We can do that. We can do that, but the records from 1982 to say 2010, maybe there was digitizing in 2010, I don't know. But from 1982 to like 2000, we can send the paper copies. We don't have to digitize. It is a good idea so that we have those records, but we don't have to.
Okay, that's just what, because I'm thinking that if we don't have to, maybe we should start at 2010, as you say, to start digitizing records and leave the older stuff just in the written and stored somewhere where it's, they be able to have access to it, so that you can answer FOIA requests and stuff like that.
The paper copies would go to the archive library in Phoenix. So if somebody wanted to see something from 1983, they fill out a form, they send it to the archive library, and then the library pulls and copies that for them. We don't have anything to do with it at that point.
My sense is we need a backup, because I understand, I'm new, there was a fire at the county that was in a protected, controlled environment, and a lot of deeds, permits,
We're
Septic
lost.
to the
permits.
fire. So I think we do need to have it both in the cloud, the old records, as well as paper copies. And that way, we are in total compliance with any FOIA requests going forward.
Way to steal the words right out of my mouth. Actually, I'd like to just see if I can get a motion to, I'd like to put a motion forward to get all these older documents to DocuFree, and then put, in a future meeting, put a plan together with our current digital records moving forward to start sending those to the archives, and included in this motion after we get the digital copies back from DocuFree, then submitting those to the archives as well.
DocuFree will send those directly to the archives once they're done.
Cool.
They don't have to come back here.
Perfect.
Cool.
Do I have a second?
So,
What's the motion now?
Hello, I'm motioning to send the old paper documents, all the entirety of them, to DocuFree to be digitized, and then continue with sending the rest yearly, I guess, to the archive. Second?
I'll second.
You want to discuss?
Well, I just try to make it clear, so I agree that it's a good idea to keep written records as well as the digital records, because things can happen to computers and stuff, just like they can happen in the place where things are being stored. And so I'm fine with digitizing even the older stuff, I guess. So, okay.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, I think the ayes have it.
So just for clarification, because you have a message up there, the motion is to send all records to be digitized and then forwarded to the archives, is that
Correct.
correct?
You probably have to repeat that on the microphone.
Can you,
So,
I didn't hear it.
The motion is to send all of the paper documents to get digitized, and then send the paper documents, well, DocuFree will send the paper documents to the archive, and then in the future, we will continue to send files to the archive.
okay, so, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, so the final item is a status-only update on lease agreement discussions between the Hospital District Board and KHI Incorporated, also doing business as Kingman Regional Medical Center, and this is located.
All right, I'm excited to announce that both parties are moving. Both parties are moving forward with a clear idea of what this is going to look like. The negotiations with myself and the other assigned team have gone really well with hospital staff and management. Currently, where we're sitting is we got a really good idea of a rough draft, and it's moving forward through the motions. We're hoping to have a finalized lease by third quarter of this year, but that's, dependent on if we run into any hiccups.
I have a question.
I was reading the lease. Can someone tell me when the current lease expires? Because there was a lot of back and forth in those documents I read.
The current lease, it has an auto renewal from what I've read, but then I've also read prior addendums that say that it has to be renegotiated. So we're going on the renegotiation process, and that's the angle we're going for.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the end of our agenda. Can I get a motion to adjourn?